Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has given the Nigerian government a 14-day ultimatum to address its 7 key demands. The decision came after ASUU's National Executive Council meeting at the University of Abuja on Sunday, September 28, 2025. ASUU's national president, Professor Chris Piwona, stated that if the government fails to act within the 14 days, the union will embark on a 2-week warning strike, followed by an indefinite strike. The union's demands includes the renegotiation of the 2009 ASUU-FGN agreement, sustainable funding for universities, and the resolution of issues like salary arrears, victimization of members at certain universities, and promotion arrears. This comes after the federal government, through the Ministry of Education, set up a committee to address ASUU's concerns, but no public decision has been made yet. Well, for a conversation on how to sustain industrial harmony in Nigerian universities and avoid strike actions, Assistant National Secretary Congress of University Academics, CONUA, Professor Issa Raheem, joins us now. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Hello, good afternoon, and thank you very much.
Now, Professor, seeing as this is a recurrent issue, and in most cases, it seems ASUU's demands are not adequately met, what alternative dispute mechanism do you think is available to ASUU at this point?
Okay, thank you so much for this question. I am the Assistant National Secretary of Congress of University Academics, and I want to put it on record that for CONUA, as a union, we believe in strategies that can ensuring that we have our demands accepted, and the fact that strike action is one of the ways by which unions over the time used as a weapon to press home their demands. However, for CONUA, we believe that this has always been used over and over again, and it is causing damages, lots of damages to the university system and other stakeholders in the education sector. So for us, CONUA, we believe that we have other strategies that will ensure that stakeholders in the university system are not disadvantaged as a result of our actions. It is, in fact, noted that academics are poorly remunerated, yes, underfunding, yes. However, with CONUA, we met with the federal government on the 11th of September. We met with the Minister of Education, and we presented our demands. One, exclusion of CONUA from 2009 agreement. And as far as CONUA is concerned, we were not part of the agreement, and we have no cause at this moment to say that we want to go on industrial action, going on strike. So until we table our demands and until we have any disagreement with the federal government, that we can now decide on the next line of action.
And can you give us a sense of the likelihood or how optimistic you are that this ends positively in ASUU's favor within the next 2 weeks or the next 14s? How much optimism do you have at this stage?
Well, in the meeting that we were held with the Minister of Education on the 11th of September, it was agreed that the Yalele Ahmed committee has been expanded to accommodate CONUA. It is when we present our issues that we will be able to know whether the federal government is ready to listen to us. And we believe so much in dialogue, and we're optimistic that they are going to listen to us. And then I believe that we have other strategies, skills in negotiation, maturity, and other strategies that we can use or adopt as a union in ensuring that we have peace in our campuses.
Now, Professor, what are the long-term implications, of this dispute between ASUU and the federal government for Nigeria's education sector? And how can stability and cooperation be promoted going forward?
Thank you so much for this. I want to also employ the federal government to give us the opportunity to negotiate, give us the opportunity to listen to our demands in terms of funding the educational system, in terms of remuneration, and so many other university autonomy. With this, we believe that there's going to be peace in our campuses. We believe, CONUA believes that moving forward, we can speak and dialogue with the federal government in ensuring that all our demands are realistic to the extent of the present economy, and then looking at the academic environment. So with this, we are sure that there is going to be peace in our campuses.
And Professor, having the possibility of this strike kind of loom, whether it happens or whether it doesn't, what kind of impact do you think this has on students as well? Because, we'll talk about the teachers and stakeholders, but for students seeing this play out, what do you think they're taking away from this?
Nationally, you will realize that strike action is always detrimental to the university calendar, and then students cannot even predict when they are going to graduate. You only know when you are getting, you don't know when you are graduating. And this is not good for any university system. And then even at the international scene, they look at us as, universities that are not serious. A program of 5 years will turn to 10 years and so on. It's not good. Losing focus about why or the knowledge that students are supposed to gain from the university system. The same thing with other stakeholders. With strike action, you see many lecturers suffered, many died, and so on and so on. And then even with the agencies of Federal Ministry of Education, the NUC and the rest. And then also the parents, the students, the academic staff, all the stakeholders, are not finding it very, very easy with strike action. And so we believe that we should find a pathway to peace or peaceful resolution to our demands.
Now, earlier you talked about funding, remuneration, which you say are realistic demands that ASUU is making considering Nigeria's current economic realities. But then I'm wondering, how do you expect the government, or how do you think the government can balance its budgetary constraints with the need to fund universities and also address the lecturers' welfare?
Thank you so much. I know, and I'm sure, the federal government has the resources to fund education in Nigeria. And as I said earlier, CONUA is not part of 2009 agreement. It's only recently that the minister promised that the committee has been expanded and we're going to be invited to the negotiation table. So I really cannot say those demands that would warrant us going on strike. But I can tell you that funding the university system is not a big deal for the federal government. And I'm sure that the university system, talking about remuneration, talking about funding the university infrastructure and other things like that, it is only the fact that the allocation to education sector should be improved. And with this, the university system will be able to compete favorably with other universities around the globe. So I am not seeing the fact that federal government or our demands are outrageous. No. You know, the fact is what we are demanding for. There are demands that are realistic. There are demands that are achievable. There are demands that, if you compare us with other universities in Africa or other universities around the world, these are living wage. These are the things we are asking for. So now, until we get to the table, then I'll be able to, or we'll know the next line of actions. Please.
Okay, Professor Issa Raheem, Assistant National Secretary, Congress of University Academics, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.